Welcome into the start of a new week. The court has ruled the lawsuit filed against Riverside County Animal Services can proceed. In many ways, this is groundbreaking. The county has made many questionable decisions resulting in the deaths of thousands of animals. Best case, they have been tone deaf. More realistically, arrogant and dismissive of concerns. Dan Bolton joins the show. Dan, once again, welcome back to the show.
Good to be here, Fred. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so you've got a ruling now from the court. What did we learn?
It's a good ruling. It's a favorable one. We're pleased with it. Basically, what the court has said is that essentially we can proceed with the core elements of our case. So we have a claim that the county is not providing emergency medical care to dogs and cats. That claim is proceeding. We have a claim that the county is not keeping adequate records with respect to animals that are in the shelter, how they're cared for, what kind of veterinarian care they're getting, where they are, what the numbers are. We don't have that information. That's going to proceed. And then I think what I'm most excited about is the court has ruled that the county, it is the county's responsibility, not the adopters, not the rescuers, not the fosters. It is the county's duty to spay and neuter animals that are in the shelter. This is huge, and this can play a big role in reducing the numbers of animals in shelters to begin with.
Okay, so you filed, the court agreed, you can proceed. You know, as we sit here, and we've been down this road for so long, I listen to what's in the suit, at least this one. I think, oh my God, these are easy fixes. Why weren't they doing that all along?
Well, no one's put the pressure on them to do it. I think listen, a big deal here is that they have felt, in my opinion, since day one, they are above the law. They felt they didn't have to follow the Hayden Act, didn't apply. The court said it does apply, at least many provisions of it do apply. They said, oh, this municipal ordinance that requires us to spay and neuter cats or dogs that are in the shelter doesn't apply to us, but it does apply. That's what the court said. So I think they've had this feeling that somehow they are immune from the law or can dodge it without any consequences. That's not going to be the case any longer.
So now, what do? We start discovery?
We get underway with discovery. We can take depositions, send out written discovery, request documents.
You know, it sounds to me, and I think the general feeling is you've been down this road and we've been covering it. The county is culpable. They've done a terrible job with animal services, and they finally got caught. If I'm the county, you know what? I don't think I want you probing around on my records, Dan. I don't think I want to turn those over. I don't want you to know things that you want to know. So do they call you up and say, okay, let's just end this right now. What do you want?
Well, they may do that. I can't predict what, given what they've done the last 20 years, who knows what they're going to do down the road. We're always, listen, I would be happy to speak with them because I think it's important that we get this resolved for the community, for taxpayers, but most importantly for the animals. And so if there's anything we can do to move this forward to resolution, listen, I'm in favor of it.
All right. Appreciate you coming in. Keep us updated.
Will do. Thanks, Fred.
Okay, now when I say Palm Springs View Estates, what do you envision? Oasis in the desert, lush landscaping, a sparkling pool and spa. A desert oasis just waiting to embrace your every want and need. Welcome to Palm Springs View Estates. Standing water and rusted gates. The spa, people are afraid to get a UTI. What about mosquitoes and wastewater? Improper locks and more rusted gates. Would you want to be safe with that? Maybe you'd rather drown. Non-compliant and grungy. More non-compliant. Really? Is that abandoned? Who knows? What we do know is the management company is our friends at Investment Concepts out of Orange. There's their phone number. Remember Investment Concepts? We featured their shoddy management last week when another person from Palm Springs View Estates wrote us. Remember these fire hazards? Our guests tonight, Sue Abramowitz and Jim Walker. All right, Jim, you're up first. You saw the pictures. What do you think of that?
Fred, that looks like it could be a little rough. I think I'd have to see more in person, but if, the purpose of an HOA is to make sure that everything is looking good and in working order, and it doesn't look like that is the case there with all of that rust and all of the dirt on that ring. There's so much going on there that I think I would want to see more.
Sue, what do you think?
I agree with him. This is awful. I've lived in 2 communities with HOAs and I've never experienced this. It's pretty bad.
Yeah. Now, if you have lived in an HOA community or a management company community, were you pleased with its performance, Sue?
The first home we had, I was not. There were 17 HOAs. Nobody knew what was going on. And the property was well maintained. However, you didn't know your you-know-what from your elbow. The second one that I'm living in presently, everything is kept up. They work really hard at keeping our dues down. Within the 10 years we've lived here, our dues have only gone up $150 in 10 years.
All right, Jim, how do you feel about it?
Well, I was about to say the other side of that is where you have the HOA association that does nothing, and then you have people drunk with power on that board who try to micromanage everything in your neighborhood. And yes, that's part of what HOAs are for, but they can go too far as well.
Well,
yes.
Should homeowners, I mean, I don't know what you do if you're a homeowner here with this management company, call, complain. I emailed them for the folks and said, hey, we want to talk to you. They never got back to us. What do you think they should do, Jim?
I think I'd message Fred Roggin. You need to take a look at this.
I would do that too.
All right, well, I promise you we are on it. Since the tragic death of Tristan Bourgeois on Highway 74, one of our passion projects has been to enact change to make it safer to get big rigs, banned from the road. When Jeff Gonzalez was elected to the Assembly, he made it a passion project as well. Through Jeff's efforts, there is going to be a hearing with the State Transportation Committee in Sacramento in April. A number of things they're working on, but the goal is to get those trucks off the road. If you travel that road, you know the dangers. Now is the time for you to act. Most of the time when people write letters, it doesn't do much. This time it will. Now we're going to put the email address on the screen. There it is. Look at it. And later you can go to our show page and copy it down. Now is the time for people to speak out. This has gotten much further than ever before. And if enough people speak up, it could seal the deal and finally make that road safe. If you have something to say, now is the time.